the American Express Platinum is broken. And 90% of you out there should never consider getting this card. However, it is a very shiny card, and it's really metal. I mean, it's weighty. And the sign-up bonus of this card comes in right now at over 100,000 points. So those things aren't bad about it. But I do have a bone to pick with the American Express Platinum. The issue I have with this card is the fact that it is put on such a pedestal. Frankly, the American Express marketing team has been crushing it. I mean, they are marketing an uber luxe product. However, just because it's marketed in that way doesn't mean it is. Listen, coming from a guy who has had over 30 credit cards, this card is just like any other, except it's metal, pretty expensive metal, and it's pretty heavy, but really it's like any other card. And in this video, I'm gonna convince you that the American Express Platinum is not that special. In fact, it's not even that good of a card when you compare it to its category peers, like the Capital One Venture X or the Chase Sapphire Reserve. If you don't believe me, just keep watching. I will admit, the American Express marketing team has done a phenomenal job of bringing this card to market. I mean, it is something I think broadly that's perceived as being a luxury or having a certain level of prestige to it. I think though, part of it has to do with the overall American Express brand as perceived as that, which hey, hats off to them, they've done a great job with it. And the card does come with some premium benefits. For example, there are certain VIP seating areas that the American Express Platinum can get you into when it comes to certain concerts or sporting events. And I would say their concierge actually does a pretty good job when it comes to helping you build out a travel itinerary or even pulling a hard to get into reservation for a particular restaurant in town. But that's kind of about it. I mean, here's the thing. The American Express Platinum isn't getting you backstage with BTS, and it's not getting into a Bored Ape party.
Yeah, well, I heard the American Express Platinum is like super selective and not everyone gets one.
Huh. Okay, that's a good point. Maybe it's considered prestigious because it's difficult to get, right? I mean, let's be honest. Would you rather get $200,000 of student debt from Harvard or $200,000 of student debt from a no-name mid-tier private school in the middle of nowhere? After all, what's a better hallmark for luxury than limited accessibility? So if that were the case, then the American Express Platinum should be difficult to get. Well, if we look at the number and we look at the data, the American Express Platinum is actually easier to get than either the Chase Sapphire Reserve or the Capital One Venture X. In fact, American Express considers applicants starting at a much lower credit score threshold than either one of those cards. Yet, the American Express Platinum has an annual fee that's higher than both of those other cards. Tricky, Amex. Huh. So then what would make this card more luxurious or prestigious if anyone with the halfway decent credit score can get it? Honestly, not much. It really just comes down to, in my opinion, some brilliant marketing in your own preconceived notions of an American Express Platinum. Well, let's go ahead and dive into the rest of the video. We'll take a look at the features and benefits, compare it against its competitors, so that I can convince you the American Express Platinum is broken. Currently, the American Express Platinum has a sign-up bonus anywhere from 100,000 to 125 to 150,000. The 100,000, pretty much anyone can get. The 125,000, you wanna either go into incognito mode or use Resi.com, and the 150,000 point sign-up bonus offer is very special and it's targeted. You usually get an email or potentially get a mailer for it. The spend for all of these sign-up bonuses is gonna be $6,000 over 6 months, which is actually a really good sign-up bonus when we contrast it to the Capital One Venture X coming in at 75,000 points and the Chase Sapphire Reserve coming in at 50,000 points. So when it comes to sign-up bonus, I give this one to the American Express Platinum. Next up, we have earnings. And this is where the American Express Platinum just absolutely falls flat on its face. So you're gonna earn 5x points when you book prepaid hotels using Amex Travel, 5x points if you use this card to book directly with airlines or you book flights on Amex Travel, and 1x points for all others. That is absolutely horrendous for a card of this caliber. Contrast that to the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Now I'm gonna go through all of the earnings, but just the main ones. It will earn 10x for any bookings for hotels and car rentals with Chase Travel, 5x for flights that you book with Chase Travel, and 3x for all travel and all dining, and 1x all others. The Capital One Venture X is also 10x for hotel and car rental with Capital One Travel, and 5x for flights booked with Capital One Travel, and 2x on all of your other purchases. It's absolutely insane to me that if you're not just booking specifically with airlines, this card, for the American Express Platinum at least, is just a horrendous card. And so in this case, the winner is either the Chase Sapphire Reserve or the Capital One Venture X, but it absolutely is not in any way the American Express Platinum when it comes to earnings. Now on to benefits. Keep in mind, all three of these cards are luxury premium travel cards. So a lot of these benefits should be par for the course, and some of them are. So the first benefits that all of these cards have are gonna be access to lounge networks, as well as giving you a credit for global entry / TSA PreCheck. I recommend you get the global entry so that you get TSA PreCheck for free. Now, where the American Express stands out a little bit is the fact that it does give you access to Clear, which is another sort of biometric scan that can get you expedited entry either at airports or at certain concert venues. So I'll give it that. But as far as the other two, when it comes to overall lounge access and overall expedited security access, all of the cards have it. I'd say dead heat. Next up, let's look at some American Express specific benefits. The one that I think the American Express Platinum absolutely kills all credit cards, period, is its lounge network. The Centurion Lounge Network is the best of the best when you are traveling domestically within the United States. That's it, period, bar none. Unless you're flying first class and you have access to first class lounges. But other than that, for us plebeians with a card, the Centurion Lounge Network is the best of the best, period. So if you fly through one of those, you're gonna be in for a treat. You will also earn a $200 Uber credit, which it's okay, that's good. You can use it for Uber Eats or for Uber Dining, and a $100 Saks credit, but that has to be split as $50 in the first 6 months and then $50 in the second 6 months of the year. I would say those are the real benefits I wanna call out, and the rest we'll dig into in just a second. So when it comes to lounges, American Express crushes it. Capital One and Chase are both aggressively building out their own domestic lounge network, so I'm excited for that, but as of right now, they're lagging, and so the Centurion lounges absolutely take the cake there. When it comes to benefits, the Chase Sapphire Reserve has literally the easiest travel benefit to use bar none. $300, you swipe the card, if it counts as travel, you get reimbursed. There are no hoops, loops, nothing to jump through. You swipe, you get the credit. The Capital One Venture X also has a $300 travel credit, but you have to redeem it through the Capital One travel portal, and a $100 anniversary credit that you get every year for having the card. And so if we just look at credits alone, I would say the Capital One Venture X definitely wins out. $400 of total credit. I know some folks are gonna say, oh, well, you know, I'd say Amex and the Chase Sapphire Reserve are tied with 300, but the 300 coming from the American Express Platinum is just so hard to extract. It's easy, but you still have to think about it. For example, the Saks credit. Some people are like, hey, I can get that Saks credit, no problem. For me, I think it's a bit of a pull. So those are the credits that I think the American Express Platinum is competitive on. The other credits we'll run through right now, I think they turned the American Express Platinum into an absolute coupon book. Like, you know how you get the Sunday mail and you get this huge coupon book and you're thinking, geez, am I ever gonna buy any of these random things? That's literally what they turned the American Express Platinum into in 2021, and I think that was a huge flop. They basically were like, hey, this card's really expensive. We wanna up the annual fee. What should we do? Oh, I got it. We're just gonna throw more coupons at it. And so you get a $300 Equinox credit, a $240 entertainment credit, which used to be horrendous. I mean, they considered the New York Times as digital entertainment. It's just not. I'm sorry, it's just not. However, they have added Disney Plus, they have added ESPN Plus, so I give them a nod in that direction for at least going the right way. You have a $200 airline incidental credit that you can actually use to book normal airline things. It's for things like checked bags and Wi-Fi, and it's just, I don't know why they don't actually make it a true airline credit, but that's what it is. A $200 hotel credit for booking through Amex's Fine Hotel and Resorts, which tend to be more expensive than if you were to just book any other way. You also get a $145 Walmart Plus credit. I haven't looked too much into it, but again, it seems very particular, very specific, and very niche. And so as I look at all of these credits, maybe the digital entertainment credit is one that you can bump up to the other category, but the others are just so specific. Like, you have to already be doing those things to be like, hey, this is worthwhile. And when it comes to a luxury card like this, you don't wanna go out of your way to try to extract value. It should just be presented to you. After all, this is a $695 a year card. And so that's why I bucket so many of these other credits that if you're not already in that category of spending at Equinox, you wanna book with Fine Hotel and Resorts, you wanna use Walmart Plus, it's just like okay, I have it, so I guess I should use it. But again, I'm not here to convince folks that they should be spending money they weren't otherwise going to spend in order to try to capture a credit that they might have otherwise not really needed. When it comes to overall verdict for benefits, I would say it goes to the Chase Sapphire Reserve or the Capital One Venture X in terms of ease of use and overall broad applicability, even though raw number-wise, yeah, Amex is gonna be stacked with how much numbers, right? If you add up 300 Equinox, 240 digital entertainment, 200 incidentals, 200 hotel credit, the $155 Walmart Plus credit, and then your 100 Saks, and then your 200 Uber. Absolutely, Amex is gonna win. However, really only 2 or 3 of those are actually gonna be applicable for the broad population of folks. So what's the verdict? This card comes with a $695 annual fee. You can take out the $200 Uber credit, the $100 Saks credit, and you still get left with a card that's $395. I mean, I just think that's too much. Sure, you can try to pull out the digital entertainment credit if you spend that much, but even still, this card truly, to me, I think is just something completely overbloated, completely unwarranted for its categorization as something that's luxurious and premium and that you should pay a steep annual fee for. This isn't to say that it's not for everybody. There are a good number of people that American Express Platinum is for. If you fly out of an airport with Centurion lounges, absolutely any given day, it is such a phenomenal lounge. I mean, that is just such a great use of the card. In addition, if you're booking a lot of flights directly with the airline, let's say you're a business traveler, for example, this card is a great option to earn a ton of miles and points. Oh, and also an aside, if you're active deployed military, you can actually get the annual fee waive for the American Express Platinum or any credit card. So that's also a great alternative. That's probably about it. Like, unless you're within one of those 3 categories. Oh, and obviously if you're passionate about credit cards, you're gonna come and extract the maximum value, sure, but that's not the broad majority of folks out there considering a luxury card. And so if you're not in that category, here's what I would do with this card. Even though I'm saying it's not for you, you shouldn't keep it, you shouldn't get it, you should still get the sign-up bonus. I mean, 125,000 or 150,000 points, that is a ton of value. I mean, that's anywhere on the low end, $1,000, $1,200 worth of value. On the high end, I mean, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, maybe even $10,000 stretched of potential value. So I would say, get the card, everybody, in the first year. In the second year, call American Express and ask for a retention offer. A retention offer is basically, hi American Express, yes, over the past year, I've used the card, but I don't know if I wanna keep it. Is there any retention offer on my account? Like, you literally can just ask for the retention offer. You can beat around the bush saying, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna use the card as much next year. What do you think I should do? But really just ask for the retention offer. And so, after the first year, they may or may not say, okay, keep the card for another year. If you spend $1,000 with us, we'll give you 30,000 points. If you get something like that, it's probably worth keeping because we want the points, okay? And then after the second year, it's probably not worth it. Unless you're, again, in one of those categories I called out, but that's how I would approach it. However, if you come here and you're like,
I don't really want the American Express points,
for whatever reason, then I will look at the 2 alternatives I mentioned before, the Chase Sapphire Reserve or the Capital One Venture X. Chase Sapphire Reserve, I think, is always gonna be a great backbone travel card. However, we wanna maximize our sign-up bonus. In addition, the Capital One Venture X is what I'm calling as the hottest credit card of 2022. This card comes with a $395 annual fee, $400 of credits, which means it's $5 back in your pocket at the end of the year. So if you want alternatives, those are the 2 that I would look at in this top tier category. Cool. All right, folks. Well, I'm so glad that you spent time with me listening to me babble on about the American Express Platinum. Hopefully, I managed to convince you why the American Express Platinum is broken. It is just not as luxurious or prestigious as people think. We only think that because of A, marketing, and B, marketing, really, because when we peel back the layers, it's a pretty easy card to get that doesn't give you a whole ton of excess when we think about something that should be very prestigious and luxurious. However, if you are interested, go down below, go to the Resi link here to check it out, or go to incognito mode. Don't use my referral because you're only gonna get 100,000 points. I want you to get at least 125,000 points. And if you have any comments for cards that you would like for me to talk about next, feel free to drop them in the comment section below, and I will catch y'all next time. Peace!